Hi everyone, this is Azariel Flame here from Northwich Magic Co. and today I am doing an unboxing. We ordered a wonderful tarot set from an Indiegogo campaign by Jason Augustus Newcomb called the PGM Tarot, and they just arrived. And we have some of these for sale in the store if you are interested after watching this, but mostly I will be honest, I ordered it because it was super cool and I wanted a set myself. So here's the guide. Very nice book. It's been put together quite well, it looks like. Jason has included a number of the spells and material lists from the PGM, so that seems very, very cool. So now here is the box, and as you can see, it's still in the cellophane. So let's unwrap it and get into it. I'm excited. Okay, now that it's not quite so shiny, I'll show you guys the box here. There we go. So right off the bat, it opens up really nicely. Slides very well. There is a cheat sheet inserted on what looks like printed papyrus. So not real papyrus, but printed to look like papyri, which is a nice touch for sure. It looks like it's got a cheat sheet on all of the readings and meanings. A look there, and let's get into this. So this deck has 100 cards in it, so realistically there's basically 2 full sets of major arcana if you want it to be, or you can use it as the 100 card deck, which is honestly how I'll probably use it. The ply is pretty nice, a little bit thinner than I would have wanted personally, just being honest, Jason, sorry. The artwork is beautiful. It's taken after the ancient pottery from the ancient Greek era and late antiquity, where the PGM comes from. So let's take a look at some of these cards to show you what they look like. So starting with the one you just saw, we've got Abraxas. Assuming the Ace of Cups. Got a nice phylactery here. These will be all of the aces right off the bat that I'm pulling, I believe. That's one thing, is they are not labeled, so you will have to memorize what the correspondences are to the traditional pips and arcana. So you'll have to work with that, but honestly, the way that I read, it'll probably work for me better not having them associated in my brain with that. So if you read things like how I teach in the Intuitive Tarot course, this would be a fantastic deck for that. We've got the Agatho Daemon, we've got Ion, the Acephalos, matching the headless one, Amon, Anubis, Aphrodite, Apollo, Ares, Artemis, Athena, Vespantheos, Charon, Demeter, Dionysus. Got another one that's associated with a spell here. So that's one thing that I'm noticing that I really like about this deck already, is that the spells are incorporated. So these are going to be really good stand-ins for actually doing PGM spell work, which is very nice. Very nice touch. So as you can see, you're going to want to do a pretty decent amount of study to know what they apply to for your traditional major and minor arcana, if that's how you choose to read this deck. But I think more chaos style reading is probably how I'm going to use these, especially with the spells being associated and everything. I think that that's going to be the way that I'm going to use them. So, very cool little deck here. Kate, this is one I was looking forward to see. I think that he did a very nice job with Hecate and Hermes as well. We've got Typhon, Hades, Helios, Hephaestus, Heracles, Hera, Hestia, Iris, Isis, Callisto, so you could actually probably pull just the 2 sets of major arcana out of this and do a pretty wicked reading, or you could just pull the pips and do a good reading that way as well. There's so many options for how you could use this deck that I'm seeing here, which is absolutely fantastic. We've got Kronos, Mithra, Nephthys, some more spell associations, which I super like. Cyrus, Pan, Persephone, Frey, Poseidon, Prometheus getting his liver torn out there. That's a nice photo. I quite like that. So the possibilities are kind of endless for how you could use this deck for spell work and for reading, which is very, very nice. It fits my style of reading very, very well. Some of you that are more stuck to the strict traditional major and minor arcana splits, you might have a little bit more difficulty with this deck, especially if you are not very well versed in Roman, Greco-Egyptian mythology from late antiquity. You might have a hard time, so I definitely recommend getting the Bet's translation of the Greek magical papyri. If you're going to get this, it'll help give you a little bit more understanding of what's going on with these cards. But yeah, they're very, very well put together if you understand how the things play together. And then Jason does have the very, very nice guidebook to go with it, which will be a huge help if you don't know what you're doing with these. There's Themis, and Thoth. Tyche and Zeus to finish it off. So that's all 100 cards that you've seen now. They're very, very nice. I'm really, really happy with the artwork myself. I'm just going to give it its maiden shuffle here, and I'll let you know how it feels as far as shuffling and handling goes. So again, a little bit thinner than I would have liked the cardstock to be, but it's not unmanageable. and rather nice. I mean, I can see why he went with this cardstock, because if you went with a slightly thicker paperweight, I mean, this deck is massive already. So you would be looking at a gigantic deck if you went any thicker, so I understand the reasoning for it. But again, if I'm going to be using these all the time, it would be nice to have them a little bit thicker. And we've got the guidebook, and Jason has gone over a lot of stuff in here. So basically, he gives you a brief overview of the PGM, a brief overview of this tarot and how it pertains to that. Then he goes over the minor arcana, the court cards, and the major arcana. Then he covers the major arcana add-ons, so that would be like your spells and stuff. There's a consecration ritual in here for consecrating this deck for reading, which pulls from PGM spells. And then he has how to do various readings with this deck. He's got a visionary work thing, and then he's got a deck of tarot spells. So he's got a whole bunch of spells in here already that you can do with this, which is super nice. He's got a simple preliminary opening rite, a Helios consecration rite, and then he covers the materia magica of the Greek magical papyri. So it's a pretty nice in-depth thing. He tells you everywhere that he pulled the PGM sources from, and gives you the information for those spells, which is very, very nice. And he's got lots of options for how you can use these 4 spells to begin with. Like, for example, here he's got a business success section, love and lust section. He's got a spell breaking section. He's got a Malefica section. So there's quite a bit in here. The book will probably get you started and going really, really well with this. Overall, really pleased with the deck myself. You know, like I say, the only complaint that I have is that the cardstock isn't quite as thick as I like, but if it was that thick, then it would be just a really unmanageable deck if you were going to run with the entire 100 cards. So you would definitely have to pare it down from there. But I see so many options with this, so definitely check it out. We have a couple sets available on the Northwich website, and if not, you can buy them directly from Jason Augustus Newcomb in his Etsy store, Ape of Trimegistos. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you liked this video. Have a great day.